Hello, and I'm now going to take you through how to set up an auto submit for your assignment. So this covers both the auto submission of portfolios, if you're wanting to submit a portfolio, for students to submit a portfolio, or workbooks. So again, this applies to both. It's all done through the resources. So if you go on the Atlas, your Atlas workspace, where you're wanting the submissions to go to, and then click on the tab at the top called Resources. So do that now, and then it will take you a page that looks a little bit like this. So you'll have a bar probably set up for general resources, and then below that, if you've already got any resources added, you'll be able to see them there. On the right hand side, you have a little symbol, like a folder symbol for adding resources. You can edit resources that you've already added, or you can delete. Now, if you use that delete function, it will delete all of the resources under the general resources banner. So if you're wanting to just delete one of the resources, you want to go to edit, and then you'll be able to do that in there. So if I click on the add a resource, okay, so now it'll take you a page that should look like this, and it will always take you to a tab called My Atlas Resources. So what you'll be able to see on yours might be different, and if it's the first time you've done this, it could be entirely blank. But if you've ever uploaded anything to Atlas before, then you'll be able to see them here. Key though, and more likely where you're going to want to go, is to do with these tabs at the top. So you've got My Assets, My Templates, My Workbooks, and Other Atlas Resources. So the key ones for portfolios and for workbooks is if you're looking to add a portfolio, you will go to the My Assets tab, and by clicking on that, now it's not very sophisticated the way that it does this, but it will list basically everything that you have in your asset store in your Pebble Plus account. So you can then scroll down or scroll through, and there could be several pages until you find the portfolio that it is that you're wanting to share. Or if it's a workbook, then you will click on the My Workbooks tab. So I'm going to click on that now. So again, this will then look and show you it's everything that you've got within your resource store in your Pebble Plus. Okay, so your workbook showing your resource store. So I'm going to now look at my my workbooks, and I'm going to use this one. I'll this top one. I believe recovered from workbook collection test that I've got going. So what you want to do is select the resource. So I'm going to click on that and select the resource, and you've got various options. We cover this elsewhere. The key one that you're looking for is this one. Would you like to prompt the user to auto submit the workbook when saved? So I'm going to tick yes to that. Now, as default, it will always auto submit to assignment 1. So if you've not set up an assignment yet, your dates and things like that, that's fine. It will just default to assignment 1, and you don't need to worry about it. If you've got multiple assignments set up, you can click on the little arrows at the side and select which assignment it is that you're wanting the resource to auto submit to. And again, if you change the name of an assignment, it will show up here, and you can make sure it's connected to the correct one. But don't worry, as default, it's always assignment 1, and most of the time that's fine. When you then scroll down to the bottom, you have to declare that you've read and understood, and then hit the continue button. So now in my resources, you can see down at the bottom here, I've got my workbook that I'm wanting to add. As you can see on this screen, this does show you where, if you were wanting to delete, if you were swapping out resources and you wanted to delete a resource individually, this is where you can do that. And then I'm now going to go and click back on my resources button up at the top, so you can see how the resources look. So just at the top here, you can see here with this little symbol, I have a webfolio that I've added to my resources with an auto submit called Test 1,000,001. And as you can see here, there's a button that says copy and submit. So if you do a portfolio, if you're wanting to have an auto submit portfolio and you've selected it from your asset store and you've added it as a resource, when you're working with students, students will have to go to the Atlas workspace. So they will have to click on the Atlas workspace link, come in here, they will go to resources, and then they'll be able to click on the copy and submit button. And when they click on that, it will take a copy and put it in their into their Pebble Plus account in their assets, and it will also submit it at the same time. So in the submissions, you'll be able to see it there. That is different to workbooks. So here you can see I've got a workbook called Simple Portfolio. And as you can see on the right hand side, I've just got a dot and there's nothing that can do with it from inside Atlas. So when it's a workbook, when it's something that's a resource that's been set to auto submit, what students will need to do is go into their Pebble Plus accounts, and then when they go into their resource store, now that you've added the workbook to this Atlas site and the students are on the Atlas site, in their resource store, they will now be able to see the workbook. So my students will be able to see the Simple Portfolio. And when they open it and use it for the first time, it is at the point when they save it that it will prompt and say, this has been set up to auto submit. Do you agree? And they confirm, and it will auto submit, and then you'll then be able to see it in your submissions, and they'll be able to continue to work on it in their asset store. But when they first go into Pebble Plus, they'll need to go to their resources, and if they open it and they don't save it, they don't edit it or do anything, and they don't save it, it won't auto submit at that point. It's only the first time that they save it that you will get it auto submitting. So there is a bit of a difference there between portfolios and workbooks. But other than that, that is how you set up an assignment to auto submit. Thank you for watching.